Hey everybody, welcome to V5, where we spend exactly 5 minutes getting on our soapbox about the hottest topics in all of B2B SaaS. This is a fun one. I am joined today by none other than Russell Witham, who is the general manager of Vivun's Ava solution, which is exciting times for all of us. Russell, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling great, Jarod. We're hanging out on a Friday. We're talking about, probably going to talk some AI if I had to take a guess here. So, no better time than the present, my man. So it's great to see.
Amen. Let's get it. So, Russell, you know how it goes. We want to hear your hot and spicy take. So take it away.
Absolutely. I was thinking about this actually this past month because I had an interaction that was really interesting with a support team at one of our vendors here at Vivun. And in this back and forth, it was really fast response on the other side. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, am I actually talking to an AI right now, or am I talking to a human on the other end of the line? And so if we want to call it a hot take, Jarod, I don't think it's particularly hot. Ours might. I think just about every single one of us in the next year, definitely in the commercial tooling space, but I think actually in B2B SaaS as well, we're all going to have interactions. We're actually not going to know if it's a human or it's a digital assistant, it's an agent on the other side of the line. This is often described in literature as the Turing Test, named after the famous mathematician and computer scientist. It's this effective, test where you're unaware, you sort of, have a human on one side, you have a computer on the other side, and can the evaluator actually tell the difference between the responses? And I think we're all going to have that experience here within the next year, or we're actually not going to know. This can be this really fascinating, from my perspective, paradigm shift, where it's going to start to change. It very famously, a month or so ago, Sam Altman released a blog post where he talked about how AGI is thousands of days away. Of course, thousands covers a pretty broad spectrum of time, right? That could mean 3 years. That could also mean, a couple decades almost. We can debate whether or not it's more likely to be on the long end of that or the short end of that. But still, we're going to start to experience these steps along the path where you're actually not going to know. It's not full AGI yet, not a full, general intelligence, but you're going to have an interaction in targeted realms where you're actually not going to know. And of course, things like customer support, of course, other areas like that, but also ones that we typically wouldn't have thought of. And that's what's so exciting in this agent realm, where we start to see, large language model based solutions actually able to take on work that previously we would have only associated with other people. And I think that's, it's this incredible paradigm shift we're all about to go through. And I'm pretty excited to see it, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, no, I think we all are. And then Russell, for the folks like me, it's going to take a while to get around to it. I can't help but to think about the IVR solutions of yesterday, right? So I'm calling in for customer support and I'm clearly talking to, interactive voice response, and I'm pounding out to get to a person. I want to talk to a person and figure out that hack. How's this different? Because it is, but explain to the folks how this is a paradigm shift that is not talking to some interactive voice response contact center agent when I'm trying to book a flight to a different city.
You mentioned those sort of examples that we're all familiar with because, we've seen them especially over phone lines for a long time now. Those are all these very, very structured decision trees. And of course, that's this thing that causes us to run to such frustration like you were describing, because it's often the case that while they're trying to press us into one of a known set of decisions or known set of actions that system can take, we might have one that's outside. We know that. And so we're trying to force our way off the decision tree, talk to a person on the other end of the phone who can help us with whatever we're perceiving. But the incredible thing about the systems that are being built now is they can actually cover a really broad range of behaviors. And so that edge case that I thought that that decision tree was never going to be able to handle before. Now the systems we're building today, they're going to be able to go out and learn and be able to go out and actually take actions that do happen one time out of 100, one time out of 1,000, because they're going to be able to not fully reason, but have aspects of reasoning to what they do. That's this huge, huge shift in just the technology that we see. And that's where I'm thinking and where we're seeing in terms of just the evolution and growth of that's continuing to accelerate. We're not at some plateau, right? The way that the tooling ecosystems are evolving, the way the models themselves are evolving, they're going to power a lot of this revolution. We're only, scratching the surface right now for the sorts of capabilities that are going to come online here over the next, year, 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah, exciting times. See, Russell, this is how V5 works, man. Once we get going, we're done. So what I would ask the audience to do is, if this is a topic you want to hear more about, you know what to do. Comment, upvote. We're going to bring the best of V5s back together, extend our V5s to V15s, maybe even V50s. We've had a lot of fun this season. So if you want to hear more from Russell on the V5 platform, let us know. If you want to hear from Russell in general, let us know. He's easy to find on LinkedIn, super accessible out here in the world. So Russell, thanks a lot for joining us today, man. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Jarod.
All right, got it. You're listening to The Unexpected Lever. For additional resources, check out Vivun.com. Got a soapbox you'd like us to talk about longer? Let us know by messaging me, Jarod Greene, on LinkedIn.